Good afternoon. Here we are continuing to explore the Bible. We are on day 64. At the moment, we're looking at ancient sagas and particularly the period between Abraham and the Exodus, ancient stuff. On day 64, we've reached the part of the story of Joseph where he is sold and taken to Egypt. I'm going to read to you chapter 37 of the book of Genesis, verses 12 and 13, and then verses 18 to 21. One day Joseph's brothers had gone to Shechem to look after their father's sheep. Jacob said to Joseph, "Go to Shechem, where your brothers are taking care of my flock." Joseph answered, "I'm ready." His father said, "See if your brothers and the flock are all right, then come back and let me know." They saw him coming a way off, and before he got to them, they plotted to kill him. They said, "Here comes that dreamer. Come on, let's kill him and throw his body into one of these dried up wells. We can say a wild animal killed him. Then we'll see if his dreams come true." But Reuben was listening. He tried to save Joseph and said, "Let's not kill him. Let's just throw him into this well in the desert and not hurt him." He had it in mind to rescue him later and return him to his father. So when Joseph arrived, they ripped off his long robe with embroidered sleeves, took hold of him and threw him down into the dry well. Then as they sat down to eat, they saw a group of Ishmaelite traders passing en route from Gilead to Egypt, their camels laden with spices and incense. Judah said, "There's no profit in killing our brother and hiding the evidence. Why don't we sell him to these Ishmaelites? Then we won't have harmed him. He is, after all, our own flesh and blood." His brothers agreed, and when the traders came along from Midian, the brothers pulled Joseph up out of the well and sold him for 20 silver pieces to the Ishmaelites, who took him to Egypt. The next step in the saga is to explain how Israel came into Egypt, so that eventually they could emerge at the Exodus as a redeemed people. However, the saga Joseph leaves us with a problem. To start with, Joseph is only one person. And at the end of the saga, the sum total of Hebrews in Egypt is said in various places in the tradition to be only 70. We are left with the inevitable conclusion that not all of Israel went down into Egypt, and that eventually, after the Exodus and their subsequent time in the wilderness, they would have found the Promised Land at least partially occupied already by people ready to welcome them as cousins. They all eventually made the story of Exodus their own. It took some time. And when the recited sagas became written records and songs, they were able to sing together as they did in Psalm 114, the first couple of verses, when Israel went out from Egypt, the house of Jacob from a people of strange language, Judah became his sanctuary, Israel his dominion. The ancient wisdom here teaches us that God is not only at work when life is pleasant and easy. God is at work all the time, including times when others are against us and trying to bring us down. Here, this is exhibited in Reuben's determination to rescue his brother, and in Judah realizing that there was no advantage in killing Joseph, thus, as it were by accident, saving Joseph's life and advancing the history of his people as if it had been planned that way. Well, tomorrow we hear Joseph's brothers lying to their father about their brother's fate. See you then.